Hey, good morning. How's it going, everybody? Happy Tuesday. What in the world happened yesterday? Where was Brad Varnell? I apologize, folks. It's the weirdest thing. I swear to goodness. I was traveling yesterday. And so when my son set up the streams, I had him still set up yesterday's stream. And then I went in a few hours before it started and made a comment. And then I noticed yesterday when I was looking at the stream that my comments weren't there, and it looked like you guys were all wondering where I was. But it was the weirdest thing. I went literally right into YouTube and made a couple of comments letting you guys know that I was going to be traveling, that there wasn't going to be a stream, and that I would be here today. But it looks like it's weird. I don't know. Those comments got deleted. Something happened to them. I don't think, right? You guys didn't see those comments, did you? Let me know here in the comments now yesterday if you saw me in the YouTube saying that there wasn't going to be a stream, but that I would be back here today. When I went back and looked, I could see all of your comments from yesterday, but I wasn't able to see my original comments that were made, I don't know, probably 6, 7, 8 hours before the stream would have started. Yeah, Dave says, no, we did not. That's so weird. I apologize. I was trying to let you guys know that there wouldn't be a stream, and I figured that would be the easiest way. If I post something on Twitter or in Telegram, you guys may or may not see it, but if I commented on the live stream, if I commented in the chat, then you guys would know. And for some reason that didn't work. So I apologize for all of you that were here yesterday, that there was not a show yesterday. So well, let's get back over here. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Man, today is a little bit of a weird day for me. I go back and forth. I'm hurting today. So I guess I got to come clean. I was trying to decide, do I want to talk about this? Do I not want to talk about this? What's going on? But I think the reason I'm going to talk about it is because I believe that, I got to believe in what I teach. I gotta stand for what I teach. And I think it was just maybe last week's Monday, a little over a week ago, when I talked about on Monday that you are most equipped to help the person that you once were. And I think in a way, if you don't know, the pain that somebody is going through, it can be super rough on a person. And so I don't want you to feel like you are alone, but don't get me wrong. I'm good. Life is good. I'm not in pain because of a health issue or my body. My heart hurts a little bit, guys, because I feel like I'm misunderstood. There's times in life where no matter what you do, you can't make everybody happy. And it just feels like lately there's been a whole lot going on, and just a lot of life has been beating me up a little bit, and going through some stuff. But want you to all know that I'm gonna be fine. I'm coming out the other side of it. I've got plans. I've got income coming in from a couple of different places that are going to take care of some of these stuff. But man, there's been some, I don't even know what word to use lately, guys. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, I mean, betrayal is the word that comes to mind. Betrayal, a lack of loyalty. There are some people in my life, especially my business life, that I thought that I could count on. I thought that there was a relationship there that was more important than money, and it just turned out that it wasn't. That as soon as the relationship didn't look like it was going to serve them financially the way that they believed it was gonna, they just bailed and jumped ship. And so, because of that, the Infinite Agape project has taken a little bit of a hit. But that's the other reason I wanted to address this. I want to let you guys all know that I'm not going anywhere. The Infinite Agape token's not going anywhere. We're fine. We're going to make it through this hiccup. All businesses have their ups and their downs. But for me, it's not the price of Infinite Agape that hurts. It's the people that bailed and the reasons that they bailed for, which were totally, in my opinion, they were false. They were wrong. And it is what it is. But I learned a lot of valuable lessons over the last couple of weeks. Let me put it that way. I learned, my wife says that I'm too trusting, and she's probably right. I'm not going to change that, though, because I think that going through life not trusting people is way more miserable than going through life trusting people and then having some people, teach you that your trust was misguided. But I would rather come in behind somebody that, that abuses my trust and fix the situation than to go through life just being scared to trust people at all. But anyways, so even this morning, leading right up to this live stream, I was like, man, I don't want to be on there today. I don't feel like I'm Brad. I don't feel like I'm me right now. I'm going to have trouble pouring into these guys and really giving them value. And then when it really came down to it, before this stream started, I prayed a little bit and I just asked God to help me to give you guys today, the best of me and to give you something of value. And so maybe you're going through something in your life that is hurting. Maybe you're going through something very similar to me. Maybe you're going through something way, way, way different, but you're right in the middle of it. And I just want to give you guys hope that it'll be okay. And that I really do believe that everything in life is happening for us, not to us, guys. Everything in life is happening for us, not to us. And I don't know if it's going to take a month or 3 or 6 or a year or 5 years or 20 years or how long it's going to take, but I'm going to look back on this, this place and time in my life and go, that's why that happened. That's the lesson that you needed to learn. I will find out, or I will understand, what I'm going through and why, the kind of person that it is, designed to turn me into. The adversity that I'm going through was going to help me come out, better equipped to help more people. So, I'm, every time I go through a, particularly bad stretch, when something in my life happens that is, that is uncomfortable and painful, I remember, hey, God's got you going through this so that you can help other people get through this kind of stuff and get through these times in their life. So I hope that anybody out there that is, that's going through some pain in their life, can relate to me and maybe feels just a little bit better about the pain that they're going through and realizes that it is going to come out on the other side. So the good news, folks, is it's only going to take a few $1,000s worth of buys to get the Infinite Agape price right back up to where it was. We've already got some plans for that. I'm going to be doing some buybacks. Kevin Weldon, who's one of the guys that unfortunately had to sell a little bit of tokens. He just, sometimes life comes up, folks. That's the other thing. Like, not all of this was, betrayal and a lack of loyalty. Some of it was just pure life happening to people. If you've ever been there, and I'm sure you all have, people needed some money, and in their opinion, in some cases, the only place they could go to it was, sell some Infinite Agape token. And because the project is somewhat newer, the liquidity pool is is very touchy. It doesn't take a whole lot of sells to dump the price. It doesn't take a whole lot of buys to increase the price. But the good news is that Kevin already had some financially good things happen. And so I don't know if any of you noticed, but he's going to be matching up to $1,000 worth of buys on September 14th. That's his birthday. So he made a post in the Telegram group saying, hey, the first $1,000 worth of buys that happens between now and September 14th, I'm going to go buy $1,000 worth on September 14th. So guys, if we can get $1,000 worth of buys, we have an opportunity to then have his $1,000 worth of buys, and that'll jump the price quite a ways back up. So for those of you, not financial advice, for those of you that want a good entry right now, in my opinion, is a great time to get some Agape tokens. The other good news, it's, if you want to look at it as good news, there's not going to be a whole lot of people that can vote and that can nominate unless they have purchased unless they go purchase some additional tokens. So I think the nomination and the voting round this time is going to be easier than ever to win. So for those of you that have maybe $25, $35, $50 worth of infinite Agape because the price has gone down, in my opinion, it may be a good time to get a great entry and also put yourself in a position to where you're very likely to win the voting round. And then for you nominators, if you have $777 worth of Agape, you're going to be in a really good place. I don't know how many nominations we are going to get this round, but when there's lemonade, or when you get lemons, you try to make lemonade out of it. And the only positive spin that I can really put on it is I do believe that it is a good entry because I know me. Like, I'm not quitting. My wife and I had a road trip a little bit this weekend, and we spent a lot of time driving. And, I talked about this project for, a couple hours. And just every way that I looked at it, no matter how bad it hurt, no matter how unhappy it was, how frustrated I am in some ways about things, like, just quitting ain't an option. I believe too much in the mission of the Infinite Agape token. We're getting ready to do our first giveaway to charity. We've got $1,000 built up in the charity rewards pool. We're getting ready to give you guys a Google Doc. For those of you that own enough tokens, you're going to be able to nominate a charity, and then we're going to have you guys be able to vote on them. So the Infinite Agape token has a mission. It has a purpose. And we're going to keep on rolling along, singing our song, making it right. I've got a lot of people that helped me create the liquidity pool and help pay the devs and that invested in the token very, very early. And I feel a very strong, I feel a need to make sure that those initial investors are taken care of. And so, anyways, guys, I'm going to talk about some trading now, but just wanted to let you guys in on a little, not a secret, but just that if I seemed a little off today, that was the other thing. I felt like I was going to feel off today. Like, you guys were going to know something was wrong. And so I figured I ought to just come clean and let you know that I was hurting. And then that way you weren't wondering what was wrong. Anything going on here in chat? Looks like there's a few people in here. Hope everybody is doing fantastic. Good morning to all of you in the chat. Hope you are having a fantastic day. And let's get over here to CoinGecko and take a quick look at the market. See what we got here. Let's refresh this baby and see what the current price is. We got Bitcoin here at 110,905. Down about 1.6% in the last 24 hours. I think it was creeping. Up on, it was all the way up to 113,000 here on, just earlier today. So that's a pretty significant chunk just in the last few hours, that everything has come down here. So what are altcoins looking like this week? So we can see that even with Bitcoin you know, basically break even for 7 days, but down 1.5% in the last 24 hours. We got XRP still up 4%, BNB up 3.2, Solana up 4.9, Dogecoin 12.2. What do we got here? Hyperliquid up 18.7%. A lot of tokens here that are a lot of people here that are just that are doing breaking even. We got Sui at 7.2%. Trying to see most of the all of those are the same. So we get down here a little bit. We do have a few. So Toncoin down 1.3%, Kronos down 3.7%, but Kronos, Crow had this massive run recently, so it's kind of hard to be too frustrated with it. If you look at this token over the last month, I mean, it literally, here in August 25th, so we're talking about 20 days ago, this thing was a 15-cent token, rocketed all the way up to over 36 cents here, and then now it's came back down to 25 cents. So that's not can't be too upset about that. Let's get down to see some of my favorite tokens. Where's HBar at here? HBar, here we go. HBar still up 6.4% for the week. We got Polkadot up 8.1% for the week. Where is Polygon and Atom? Here we go. Polygon is down 5%, going on 6%. That's no fun. I've got a trade in on Polygon. And where is Atom? Here we go. Atom is up 3.4% for the week. So the good news is the trades are still hanging in there. We've got this trade in on Polkadot, a little over $204 on Polkadot. That's got about a $500 profit, a little over 200% ROI. We got into this trade, man. This trade has been open for a while. We were in this trade at $3.35. The liquidation on it is all the way down at $3.08. And the crazy thing, I thought that sucker was so far away from having any possibility of getting liquidated that I really wasn't even a little bit worried about it. Why can't I not find it now? It should be right here somewhere. Come on, Brad. How? There we go. How number 33. But look at this. If you look at the last 1 month, this thing came all the way down here. It's showing $3.66 on September 1st. So, I mean, I guess it was still a long ways away from getting liquidated. But it was down in the ballpark. Like if you were to long it right now, and it went back down to this $3.60 level, it would certainly have the potential to get liquidated again. So with that, I wanted to show you guys those. And then the two trades that I opened up on the last Trader Tuesday about a week ago, they're hanging in there. We put $100 into HBar. It's up $55. So it's up, about 55%. We've got we got a nice little 30% on Atom. And then I didn't mention it, but here the Polygon trade, even though Polygon has come back 5%, 5 going on 6%, the ROI on it from last week is still 100%. We got a $60 trade turned into a $66 profit. So slightly up over 100% on the two trades from last week. And then, not to get off on another tangent, but I wanted to share something with you guys. We've got a pretty cool, pretty exciting little live stream coming up today at 11 o'clock. And so I am going to have to hop off of here a little bit earlier. Not going to be a super long live stream today, but we've got the DAG Constellation network. And I am super excited about interviewing this project. This is a token. Let me pull this token up for you guys and show you why. This is one of the best tokens that I've probably ever had on the channel. And we've had some really good tokens on the channel. This one has a special place in my heart, though, because if we go out to the max chart, I was buying this token in here. I literally was buying this token back in 2019, right in this ball price, and right at about zero. This right in here is just about exactly when I bought this for the first time. I bought this in July or so of 2019 at right around 0028. I'll never forget this token because I had a guy that I respected quite a bit, and I was going to buy like $3,000 worth of this token so that I could buy a million of them. And he's like, don't go too crazy on it, blah, blah, blah. And he kind of talked me into, I only ended up investing about $1,000 into this token. And so you can see my heart's a little broken that I only had 1,000 into this thing. But look at this. It went from 0028 to all the way up to a peak during the bull market of August of 2021. It was at 41 cents. This token ended up being about 136x for me. I don't remember the exact level that I cashed it out at. I know I didn't ride it all the way to the top, but I know that this token was probably in the ballpark of at least a 75, in between like a 75 and 100x for me. This one purchase right here for $1,000 was worth $75,000 to $100,000 to me in my investing career. And if you go out here to their website, this the Constellation Digital Evidence website here, you go through the growing ecosystem. I'm looking forward to updates. Back in the day, one of the reasons that I bought this token was I heard that they were going to land a contract with the United States Air Force, which they did. And I believe they are still working with the Air Force, the United States Air Force. But it's been a while. You know how these tokens go. You buy them, you're really excited about them, you're studying them, and then when you sell them, they kind of go onto the back burner. But Blockchain Basement, a gentleman named Drew that is on Blockchain Basement and on Discover Crypto, this is one of his favorite projects. He talks about this token a bunch. And so I'm excited to have them on the channel today. And that's going to just happen here in a little over an hour, guys. So right here, the truth about DAG is happening in just a little bit over an hour, 81 minutes. And so invite all of you to be here on this channel. And we are going to do, we're going to do a $100 giveaway of DAG tokens on the live stream today. So thank you for being here. $100 giveaway coming. $100 DAG giveaway today on the stream. I swear I did this. This is exactly what I did yesterday, and I don't know where these messages went, but I swear this message was here telling you guys that I wasn't going to be here for the Monday live stream. I do not know why it didn't stay in the chat there. Hopefully this one will stay in the chat. I don't know if you can't chat too soon. I don't know what's going on with that, why it disappeared. But anyways, the truth about DAG, we're doing a interview with one of their team members. We're going to be giving away $100 worth of tokens, and that is going to be happening at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's just about 9:40 in the morning right now where I am. So 10:40, 11. So we got an hour and 20 minutes until that live stream happens. And so I'm not going to go into a whole lot more today, guys, because in watching the market and watching, Crypto Lifer and watching what's going on here right now, we're really in a area where we don't know what to expect. If you're looking at Bitcoin, even if we go out here to the 1 month, you can kind of see this chop. It's been as low as 107 and it's been as high as 100 and well, this is all the way back. This is all the way back to August 13th. But, from 121 August 13th in less than a month down all the way to 107. But if you look here, since right about here, on August 25th, it was been in this range of about 112 down to 107. And it doesn't feel like it knows what it wants to do. There's still some potential for more downside. There's still some potential for some more upside for sure, depending on which way Bitcoin decides to break. And because I don't have a crystal ball and I'm not sure, although we're never sure which way Bitcoin is going to break, I'm very hesitant to talk too much about trading because typically I'm a person that likes to long the market. I'm not here to try to scalp some shorts. I don't have enough time. If you're good at shorting the market, if you're good at playing it both ways, I mean, I could see why that would be exciting, and that's awesome, man. If you can ride it up, if you were one of the people that rode this thing up, to 123 here, 125, and then you knew what was happening and you managed to ride this down on this short, God bless you, man. More power to you. But most of my trades, I stay in longer term. So the one thing that I would say, if you do want to long the market, what I would recommend doing is a little bit lower limit, lower leverage. And our friend of the channel, Keith from Crypto Bullseye he would approve this message. And that's start off with some lower leverage. When you've got some of these tokens like, Avalanche up 8.1%, Hedera, Hedera is one of my favorite tokens to trade. I've probably made more money longing Hedera than I've made on any other token over the last handful of months. This is the token that I got into a fantastic trade on down at about 17 cents and made about $6,000 on a Hedera trade. And I still love it at 22.5 cents. But you can see it does have some downside. It came all the way down here and touched, all the way down at around 21 cents. But if you look at that, 10% of 22 is 2.2. So that would take this all the way down to about 20 cents, even with 10x leverage. But if you do 5x leverage, then you get double the liquidation. So instead of 2.2, if with 5x leverage, you would have a 4.4 cent cushion. So in my opinion, a 5x leverage trade on Hedera looks pretty good to me. I don't think we're going to see it drop all the way back to 18 cents. If we go back on the 3-month chart, you can see where this thing came all the way down, back in June, all the way down to 13.5. So it's not impossible. But I think we're past those days. You can kind of see here right in this range here in July 12th. We kind of got up and around this 19 cent range, 19, 20 cent range, and we haven't lost that yet. So it's been above this, 19, 20 cent range for a while now. So once again, it's not guaranteed, but I would say that you have a pretty good chance with 5x leverage on Hedera of not getting liquidated. And then if you go in and do a ladder, so if you did a ladder at say around 18 cents, that would get you another 3.6 cents. So a HBar trade at 5x leverage, and then if you go ahead and do, do a 3.6 below that, get you all the way down to, 14, 15 cents. I would say that a 5x leverage trade on HBar is super unlikely to end up getting liquidated. I think that there's a lot of coins that are still great if you want to do 5x leverage, like Chainlink. 5x leverage on chain link. I mean, it's $22 instead of 22 cents, but it's basically the exact same situation. 5x leverage would get you $2.2. That get you all the way down to around would get you $4 ish. So that would get you all the way down to about $18. And then if you do another $3.60 from there, it takes you all the way down to under $15 chain link. Yes, once again, you can see right here, we did go all the way down to $11.26, $11 chain link back in June, but also from right about in here, right about from this July 11th mark, $14, $15 is where we've been. And it's ran up, for those of you that were longing chain link back when it was $15, $16, you've done very, very well. That is another one that I would highly consider, doing a long on. And for the most part, actually, no, you're good, babe. I think we're going to have a time to go together and get some coffee. That's my sweetheart. She is here with me today. And it looks like she's going to be here with me for the foreseeable future, which is awesome. I'm excited to have her here with me on a daily basis. That's another change in our life. We were doing some other things, and she was gone Monday through Thursday most weeks. And so nice to have her back here in the house full time. But anyways, guys, I mean, I guess that's really, in a nutshell, I think just about any token that you want is probably leverageable with 5x leverage. Maybe if you really wanted to be super safe, you could do 3x leverage. But I'm not seeing anything that I would be that scared of with 3 to 5x leverage. So that's my non-financial advice of the day if I was going to do some longing. In fact, let's just do that real quick. I've got a little bit of money here on BYDFi. Let's run over to BYDFi and take my own advice. Like I love HBar, so I'm just going to keep doing some HBar, but I am going to take my own advice, and I'm only going to do a 5x leverage trade on HBar. So I'm going to transfer, what do I got here? 98 whopping bucks here. So $98 over here to my futures. And then we're going to pop up here and get onto HBar. That's going to be, they got an HBar USDC now where you can leverage on perpetuals too. Interesting. Okay, but HBar USDT. And then we're going to go here. We're at like 22,528. We're going to go change this to 5x. We don't want to be doing 15x, not right now at least. 5x leverage, confirm, and then it gone up just a little bit. We're just going to go ahead and max it out, long it. Success. We got open orders here, so hopefully that will execute. It seems to be already jumped up to 22,521. So I'm going to let that marinate. I'm not going to chase it. But that's one of my favorite trades because I really believe that we're looking at some significant upside for HBar in the upcoming months and even, the upcoming years. HBar is a token that I'm going to be accumulating more spot. I didn't get enough of it accumulated back when it was 2, 3, 4, 5 cents during the last bear market. So that's why the other reason I'm doing a lot of leverage trades on it. But I will be accumulating this token during the next bear market, whenever that is. I got a feeling that we're in for some good times, even into 2026 this time around. But whenever it really feels like we are for sure in the next bear market, 27, 28, but then when we get ready to start coming up in 29 and 30, I want to have a nice bag of HBar spot for the next bull market. So with that, guys, thank you for listening to me ramble on for the last 30 minutes. Remember, folks, not financial advice, but it would mean the world to me for any of you that believe in me. Every single time I see a buy on the Infinite Agape chart, it just makes my heart warm. And I know that you guys, when you buy Infinite Agape token, you're saying, hey, Brad, I believe in you. I believe in your ability to make this project happen. I believe in you when you say you're not going to quit on us. And so on top of that, you're going to get a nice little pump with Kevin buying up to $1,000 worth of it. And I don't want to totally commit myself, but at the same time, there's pretty high likelihood that I'm going to make sure that we get the $1,000 in buys so that Kevin has to do the $1,000 in buys. So take that with a grain of salt. There's no guarantees. I've got some funds coming in from a couple different places, and I think I can make that happen, but no promises. But if you were to buy right this second, in my humble opinion, you're going to end up with me making up the difference between whatever gets bought and 1,000 and then Kevin's buy. So a $2,000 buy on a chart probably raises the price 10, 15, 20%, something like that, at least 10%, I would say. So if you jump in now, you probably only need to buy 50, 60 bucks worth in order to have $77 and be able to vote. Those are rough numbers. Don't take my word on that math. But for those of you that got a few extra dollars laying around in your Binance Smart Chain, MetaMask wallet, highly consider running and going and maybe buying a couple of dollars worth of Infinite Agape token. It would mean the world to us. And remember, guys, when you're buying the token, if you're getting a bunch of failed transactions, go into the custom settings on PancakeSwap and change your slippage to 6%. Remember, because of the buy tax, the reward wallets, the liquidity pool, all of those things, it takes about 6% slippage when you buy the token. So for those of you, I've had a few people say, hey, I've been trying to buy it, but I'm getting failed transactions. You got to have the slippage set to 6%. So with that, guys, look forward to seeing you in about an hour on the DAG Constellation live stream. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the 8-figure crypto portfolio by 2030. Ready to really jump into that series. Should be able to buy a couple of the tokens that I'm looking to hold through into 2030. And with that, guys, appreciate each and every one of you. I love you. Thank you for all of your support. And we will see you in about an hour. God bless. Have a great day.